bringing you news, politics, and whatever else tickles my fancy. Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and I'm your host, Ho Ho. Broadcasting live from the attic. You can check out my website, thehohoshow.com. You can follow me on Twitter. You can email me, hoho@thehohoshow.com. You can check out my YouTube channel and find me on Facebook. Telephone number, as always, 217-917-4405 if you want to call and be part of the show. A proud member of Weaponized Loss Production, so welcome to the Ho Ho Show. And as always, I'm your host, Ho Ho.
We're doing it live.
And we are.
Yes, we are.
And I am joined in studio this lovely day by Ray. What's up, Ray?
What's up?
Not much, man.
We're getting high tech in here.
I know, right?
It's almost like the Matrix.
Kinda. Yeah, so I've changed the studio around, redid like everything, trying to get things hooked up, plugged in. There's the camera. I found it. I lost it for a second. I moved it. I just moved it on myself a little while ago. I'm okay. Really, I am. No. I'm not. Not at all. All right, so just so y'all know, the call-in number will be working this evening. That is working, and that is amazing. I'm not going to be on Spreaker. However, they are working on the problem. They found that there is a bug somewhere in something that I've got. I don't know. I've been in contact with them, and they are working on it. Their tech people are diligently working and whatnot. Awesome stuff. So, I'm sure we'll get that figured out here shortly.
That'd be
Good times, yeah. Because it's been like 2 weeks since I've been on Spreaker. Although, I do have a workaround. It's just a matter of remembering to do that before I actually go live. Because basically what I'm going to have to do is record it on Audacity and then, upload it from that direction.
Right.
Or just download it, convert it to an MP3 from YouTube. Or what? It's weird.
By the time you get it all done, Skynet will be active anyway. So
yeah, which is kind of one of the reasons why I'm like, I'm just not even going to worry about it too much. It's not that big a deal.
right.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm not going to. Never mind. There's stuff and there's words, but we won't talk about that because stuff and words is.
How's your weekend going?
Well, it just started. Well, okay. This whole entire freaking day has been spent up here in the attic, chillaxing. Good times. And I tell you what, all right, so the new desk up. Well, it's not a new desk. It's an old desk. Putting that together, getting it up here. Actually, it was getting it up here and then putting it together. And then the monitor stand was like, holy crap. Because this thing, okay, one, it's actually heavy. It really is. And it came like in pieces. Like a lot of pieces. There was a lot of pieces. I actually had to look at the instruction manual to put the stinking thing together.
Oh, wow.
I know. Such a violation of man law right there. So.
I wish I could see the setup. This looks so Matrix high-tech right now. The screens and everything.
Oh, and it's not even partially done yet.
Yeah.
Because, there's still components that I haven't hooked up yet. Things that are getting updated that's not, one thing that's getting updated I'm swapping out for it, which is like, I'm so excited about it. It's a Yamaha thingy-jigger. I looked at the wrong place for the camera again. Did you notice that? That was funny. But I'm updating my, because like right now I've got a Focusrite interface, and I'm going to be getting rid of that and getting a Yamaha
something.
Yeah. And it's the thing, it's cool because you can put like sound effects right in there without having to do it via software on a computer. It'll be done straight from the motherboard because all of the stuff and the stuff and the compression and the effects and the equalizer is like right on the board. So it'll give me direct control.
Just don't get the buttons confused because you don't want to fire the quantum torpedoes and the wrong sound effect.
Right, yeah, that would be... Well, of course I'm still going to have the Spreaker stuff for, like, different things like... Ooh, how about this one?
John the Non-Believer. John.
So, I'm still going to be using, the Spreaker for all that kind of stuff. But as far as direct microphone stuff, all that's going to be done through the mixer board. So, nice. I'm excited about that. It's going to be pretty cool. I'll be getting that in Monday.
Ooh.
So, needless to say, Monday, as long as I'm home, because sometimes you never know when they're going to ship me out. So, as long as I'm home, I'm going to be playing. I am so going to be playing. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited. It's going to be amazing. Skynet. I'm actually going to be, she doesn't know this yet, but the lady who is working on my case, I'm actually going to go visit her because Merc, that's why. I've got no good reason.
Huh.
But yeah, I'm wanting to talk to her anyway because, she was sick and stuff, and I want to see how she's doing and whatnot. And then pet her dogs because I haven't pet her dogs in a while.
Right.
I miss them.
Speaking of sick, I'm over the Black Death completely now.
Well, that's good because you were sounding
Like
Deathy.
Black Deathy.
Yeah, Black Deathy. Like you couldn't hear when the Black Death was going on.
Yeah.
It sounded horrible.
It was. It was terrible.
The sad thing is, like, okay, if I'm like, and then, no, I can't. Hold on, let me try that again. I really gotta, before, the first camera I had, I mean, that thing was like bottom of the barrel. The thing was junk. I mean, it really was. And, there was so much lag. I can
Right.
and see myself before I.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. There's words, and you all know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got what you're putting down.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong. I was trying to go to this one. Because it's not. Yeah, never mind. I'm okay, really. I am.
Yeah. Kind of looks like I'm your little conscience on your shoulder.
Right. That sucker's got to be higher. Actually, I think that.
Don't do it, ho ho.
I'm gonna do it.
Don't do it.
But I want to do it. I should duplicate it, and no, because then I'll just be weird.
Well,
Not like it's not. Never mind. I mean, we are talking about us after all.
Right.
Come on.
Weird. Come on.
So yeah. I also got my Stream Deck, my Elgato Stream Deck, which looks amazing, by the way. I mean, it's sitting there. It looks very, very pretty. The only problem is I can't actually use it right now because my current system is not compatible with it. I cried. There was a real tear.
Yeah, because you want
to
push. I know you want to push.
I want to. I mean, I could push it, but hold on. Pew. Pew. Pew.
Self-destruct activated.
Ooh, what'd that do?
Wrong button, ho ho.
But yeah, I'm liking it, but unfortunately, I just can't use it yet, so I gotta wait till I can use that one.
It's gonna be nice.
But I got it sitting there, and it's even got a graphic on it. It even lights up and whatnot, so that's just cool. It's fun.
Looks good.
Yeah, I like it.
So all the tech stuff is about all coming together then, huh?
Mm-hmm. With the exception of one minor thing, because that's just I'm switching out components is what it amounts to give me more control on it. Everything else is purchased and hooked up, going. It's just a matter of getting it, more or less getting it set up and arranged how I'm wanting it, because right now, I don't like it. I mean, it's not bad, but even still, I don't like it. And I'm telling you what, these 3 monitors right here, I mean, it's like from here to there is freaking monitor. And there's only 3 of them. It's like...
Yeah. But it looks so state-of-the-art, though. I mean, it looks...
Oh, when it's actually
awesome.
up and going, I mean, it's going to be... Yeah. But right now, I've only got the center monitor going.
I still say you should put 3 more on top and...
No.
Room.
Dude, it's going to be... I mean, come on. You know how I was at Quaker Steak and Lube, all right?
That is true.
Kid in the candy store, I walk into that place, and it's like, oh, the angels were singing.
Oh, yeah.
I just hit the... I didn't mean to do that. Hold on me.
Ooh, my head is moving.
Ooh.
Oh, no, where am I going?
There we go.
Okay,
all right.
Better.
Move that kind of away from my hand so I'm not hitting it, which would be bad.
Yeah.
You shouldn't hit things like that because it's hoardable.
Hoardable?
Hoarded.
Yeah.
Hoarded.
Hoardable.
Biddable.
Yeah, I see your point having 6 monitors because you would be just like you were that day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I did it again. Hold on.
The things that entertain us.
It don't take much. It really don't.
No.
I mean, yeah. No, you're not licking my head through the can. Messed up my headphone just then. Trying to headbutt you in the thing, and it just didn't work.
Well,
No, it's just not. It's just not working. There's something wrong with me. I got a new mouse too. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
ooh, fancy.
Oh crap! I just hit a button.
You
Hold
hit
on.
the wrong
Let me unhit whatever. What the? I don't know. Okay, let me try doing this without hitting buttons this time.
Right.
Oh, it's got like a spider. Is that a spider? Yeah, it's got like a spider
Looks like something off Tron.
and buttons. I'm okay, really I am.
Kid in a candy store.
Yeah. So like yeah, I can't do 3 more monitors. And I
Yeah.
wouldn't even know what to put on them. I mean like I'm gonna
I'm
have
sure you'd find something.
all these things occupied. Not really.
I have faith in you.
I have 0. I mean, this is bad enough. Could you imagine putting 3 more? I mean, this thing, I mean, dude, this monitor stand is heavier than hell. I mean, it really is. It's got a lot of weight to it. I mean, this sucker is a very nice, well put together, well constructed, you know,
Or you can go all out and put the whole desk in the center of the room and have like 6 on bottom and 6 on top. No. Too much for you.
he's insane.
I'm here, ain't I?
Oh, wait, you heard that?
Yes, that was your outside voice.
Crap.
Yeah.
I hate it when I do that.
You do that a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I do.
No, you don't. So, guys, what we got coming up today on this wonderful episode of the Ho Ho Show? We got some. What I put on the thing?
No,
I don't remember what I put on the thing.
that's your thing.
It's like okay. Of course, we're going to be talking about. Dude, I forgot about that thing right there.
That thing?
Yeah. So we're going to be discussing a little bit on the. I just hit the camera again. Okay, we're good. We're going to be discussing a little bit the Florida shooting, a little bit on gun control, some stuff talking about Daca, and some neat stuff with Daca and stuff that yeah, we're going to be talking about that. And then just a little bit of movie stuff in there at the end, and then just whatever that happens to come out of our mouths because this is us, you never know type of a thing.
Right.
So, but before we get into all that, let's go ahead and take a quick break and just kind of collect my brain thoughts. And
Oh, sorry.
yeah, that was like, dude. All right, guys. Where should we go for that thing? Let's go ahead and start here. Couple minutes. Actually, the song I'm going to play. All right, I love this song. Very, very awesome. It was done by Trucker Al, which is also available on his YouTube channel. Check that out. I might, I'm definitely have to put a link to his YouTube channel with some of the music that he's done because he's given me, permission to use his music on my show. So, this is one of his, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you, this is a little bit longer, but it's an awesome song. Good track. I like it. Very, very cool. So, be right back, a few minutes and stuff.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'm back.
ever forget that we're one nation under God, then we will be a nation going under.
All right, and we are back. Unscheduled return, actually. That sucker still had almost a minute left to go, but it was starting to kind of be skippy. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just stop playing this right now. I don't know. All right, so, awesome. Welcome, everybody. Good times. Welcome, not Spreaker. Who else is here? Twitch. YouTube. Facebooks. Periscope. Mixer. Good times. I wonder if that's actually still going the way it's supposed to. I don't know. Ooh. It is. Cool. All right. It's behind, but, there's a lag on that one. I don't know. Was that? It is. Good morning, Mr. Vacker, sir. Welcome. All right, we'll go ahead and jump right into it and dive and bouncing board. This first article here actually comes from The Blaze. Headline, here's how many times police responded to Nicholas Cruz's home before the school shooting. And apparently, skimming through this, they said like 20 calls, over the past few years from like the call span from 2012 up to November of 2016 of what they were looking at. Of course, we're going to go in there and really kind of, dive right into it to see if they can, like if there was something that they could have or something that they missed that they should have caught in order to have helped prevent this. Right. It more or less is where their thought process is going on this. And, one of the other things that I thought was, sad was they talk about, was that this one or was that a different one? I'm sure. I think it was a different one. Yeah, so, several times, they never did arrest him, and, it was on this one. But a therapist back in 2016 said that he's not they did not deem him a threat to anyone or himself. And, one of the things that has been talked about, too, is that he was reported for a video that he had done. And more or less the FBI, I don't even believe the FBI even went to his home to question him. They went to the person's home who reported him and was like, how do you know this individual, type of thing, what's going on here? And it was like, okay, well, you don't really know him. You're just looking at a video and, concerned, and you called it in. So they didn't take it any further than that, and that was, I was kind of like, okay, so did you even look at the video? No,
they were too busy trying to find Russian collusion.
Right. But, that's just, from what it looks like, there was just several different warning signs that was there. And, it was a major, they dropped the ball kind of thing.
Right.
My nose is itchy and runny and just bad. Wintertime, wintertime does havoc on my nose. I'm actually surprised that I haven't had nosebleeds yet this year.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Knock on wood. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just makes you wonder how many warning signs people see on different individuals, and they just overlook them.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, there was a time when it was, people were more engaged in other people's lives.
Right.
We were very much engaged in other people's lives, and I don't want to say it in a bad way, as in, all up in everybody else's business, but I mean, it was, and this is more from a smaller town mentality, I mean, you get around the bigger towns and bigger cities and whatnot, and people are a lot more keep your head down and just focus on what's it, don't worry about nothing else, keep your head down, and
right.
Nobody will notice you kind of thing. And I've never lived in I've lived in St. Louis for a time.
Flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad, though. I mean, it really wasn't. But, I did live in St. Louis for a while, a year and something, change maybe, or maybe less than a year. Heck, I don't know. It didn't last that long. Downtown St. Louis. I mean, Ermiger.
Wow.
Ermiger. Yeah, I don't recommend the whole downtown St. Louis thing. So, yeah, a little bitty studio apartment, $800+ a month was my rent.
Wow.
Yeah, it was redonkulous. Little bitty studio apartment, 9th floor balcony overlooking the arch, so that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it did have a wow effect, which didn't last but like 10 minutes.
Right.
But yeah, it wasn't that bad. So, I mean, that's kind of the mentality when we're talking about bigger cities. But, in a smaller hometown of where I'm from, there's usually more of a, people all up in your business, what's going on. Not really what's going on with everybody or everybody, but...
You socialize more. There's more personal connection.
Yeah. And there's more connections.
Right.
So...
And I think you kind of alluded to this on a previous show is, the problem today is you see the younger generation not doing that. They're all up on just Facebook or
right,
on their
social media,
smartphone
period,
or some other app or whatever. There's not that physical one-on-one socialization.
Right, yeah. Well, and that's one of the things, though, too, that, not only that, but just in general, this is kind of where I was going a little bit with that, too, is, used to be it was a, and they're trying to promote this again, but, that whole see something, say something. But even still, nowadays, everybody's afraid to offend somebody else.
Right.
So you don't speak up and speak out, but that's one of them things that, my hat's off to the guy that did actually watch the video, show some concern, and report the guy.
Right.
That's what needed to happen. It was just a shame that, our law enforcement agencies, the FBI, those who are supposed to be, doing this whole metadata tracking everything from social media and whatnot in order to get these phrases investigated and see it more. So it's like, okay, so why are they spying on everybody if they couldn't even catch this guy whenever he was reported on?
Right.
It's like, what in the world? I mean, you would have thought that they would have seen more of a pattern there and been able to do something about it, but, whatever.
Right. Where's their actual focus at? Is it in preventing crimes like this, or is it more about political, whatever you want to call it?
Well, on that aspect, with that kind of a thing, with the collecting of the metadata, that it's raw data. It's not like, those machines are actually capturing this video.
Right.
It's capturing a raw data. So I mean, it's like nothing that and it does it from so many different places all at the same time. There's absolutely no way in hell that it can look at everything and actually know what's going on.
Right.
A lot of that stuff, it's more looking for keywords and key phrases and that other kind of thing. And some of it is more done in the aspect of we'll get back to it to see if there's a pattern here that we can, see and study and whatever the case may be. But I mean, that's more or less what they're doing with that. Now I have a fidget player thingy.
Yeah, fidget player.
I have a fidget thing. Wow, Yeah, that's going to annoy the crap out of me. Get that off my finner right now. So, yeah, we'll move on. We'll get off him. Huh? I don't know. Oh, yeah, FBI increases and failure to avert the school shooting. So since we were already talking about that, let's just go ahead and get rid of that piece of paper. The next one I got. Yeah, see, now this is one of them things that again, I'm a Second Amendment advocate. All right, I love my guns, love my Constitution, all about the Constitution. Where's my pocket Constitution? I got a pocket Constitution. I found my pocket Constitution. Ooh. Pocket Constitution. I recommend you get this. For anybody that doesn't, it's like 50 cents or $1 for one. You know, order them off of Amazon. There's even places you can go. You can get that stinking thing free. If you got a Kindle, if you got a smartphone, you can get a digital copy of it for free. It doesn't cost you anything. It costs you time. Take a look at it. I love it. Constitution, very important document. Anywho, this thing, I love this headline. I had to laugh. This sucker came from, as soon as it comes up, Business Insider. Headline, under current law, the gun industry can't be held liable for damages from gun violence, but there's a way states can make them pay. I don't understand that, all right? Because here's the thing. How should I put this? It's not the gun's fault. It's not the gun maker's fault. Any more than it's the car's fault for a drunk driver.
Right.
Any more than it's the knife manufacturer's I just touched the screen over here. Any more than it's the knife manufacturer's fault for a stabbing. Any more than it's,
the spoon manufacturer making you fat.
Yeah. Or the knife for cutting your pork chops. And, any more than it's the pig's fault for getting butchered and getting, prepared and put on your plate and you eating it. It's not the gun manufacturer's fault. Period. Okay, so why is there even this debate for this whenever nobody wants to go after GM or Chevy or Ford for, a hit and run accident or a drunk driver plowing into somebody or anything like that? So why is there that type of debate for this? It makes no sense to me. Mm-hmm. It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. It's ridiculous. I mean, it really is.
Yeah. It's kind of plain to the point. It's stupid.
It's ridiculous because this is the only place that there is even that type of a discussion. I don't get it. Any of y'all get that? Any of y'all get that? Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Moving on. Yeah. Now here's one of them things though too. All right. I'm going to move this a little bit of a different direction. I can talk, really, I can. Let me find this one. Okay. This headline, this comes out of Axios. Trump blames Democrats for lack of gun control. Evidently, he did a tweet. He did a treat. He had cookies and cream, a Blizzard. It was very good from Dairy Queen, which is almost open all year round. At least it should be. Dude, The only time I really ever wanted Blizzard or ice cream is whenever it's freaking cold outside.
I go to the other place. It's a lot cheaper.
Tasty Treat?
Yeah.
Dude, their lemon thingy jigger is amazing. I love their lemon thingy jigger.
You like their thingy jigger?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's that called? It's like frozen yogurt, maybe? The lemon frozen yogurt? Yeah. Good stuff. You ever have a chance to have frozen yogurt? Eat it. So anyway, Trump blames Democrats for lack of gun control. Okay. We don't need more laws on the books, all right? One of the things that they were talking about, what was that you were telling me earlier?
Oh, Senator Feinstein wants to
I love that woman.
Raise the minimum age from 18 to 21 to purchase a firearm.
Right, because, we all know that, criminals obey gun laws.
Right.
And doing that, just like, all you got to do if you ever want to not have to worry about gun violence, just put a sign everywhere that says no guns allowed.
Is that what you do?
That's all you got to do because the criminals see that sign and they'll go, I got to turn around and go.
Right.
And then they go.
Wow. We need more stickers in the windows.
And if you believe that, I own the, what's a bridge?
The London Bridge?
It fell down.
Oh.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down.
So you own a defective bridge then?
I don't own a defective bridge. My bridge is amazing. It's like the Golden Gate Bridge or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I own the Golden Gate Bridge, and I'll sell it to you for $1.
And I'm a French model. Bonjour.
Bonjour. I read that on the internet.
Must be true.
You can't lie on the internet.
No.
I heard that on the internet.
Yep.
Anyway, I love that commercial. That thing was so ridiculous. But yeah, we don't need more laws. Is what we need is in a matter of I almost said better enforcement. More persistent enforcement. Let's put it that way. More persistent enforcement.
Kind of like with the illegal immigration, we don't need more laws on that either. We just need to...
No, actually, that one we do.
We do?
Because, you know what? Shut up. We'll get to that. You're trying to draw me out on this whole DACA thing. Stop it.
It's like a teaser.
We're going there next. But, we don't need more gun laws. We have... I mean, dude, have you guys actually looked at the books on how many gun laws there is out there? Just for some of the states. I mean, there's a lot of them. We don't need another gun law that basically tells the cops, hey, enforce this gun law. Because in a matter of speaking, that's all we get right now when it comes to gun laws. Mm-hmm. Hey, unless they do this whole 21 for illegal age to buy a gun. Okay, you can go into the military at 18, and then whenever you get out of the military, even though you are certified and better qualified than anybody else out, well, I don't want to say anybody else out there, but, you're better qualified to use the firearm in a safe and responsible manner, you can't have a gun no more because you're not 21. Even though you're old enough to serve the country, you're old enough to die for the country.
Right.
No. You're not responsible enough to have a gun.
Yeah.
Anywho.
That's like, you was talking about DUI and stuff with cars. Well, let's just raise the drink. It'd be like raising the drinking age to
30.
25, 30, yeah. Like it's going to stop people from drinking. It's going to stop people from drinking and driving,
I was actually having a conversation with somebody not that long ago. They always talk about, well, a lot of states, they like to govern, trucks, semis on how fast they can go. Which, I mean, understandable. I have never taken a semi, triple digits or even, anything over 3 miles an hour by the speed limit. Never have done that. A semi. I'm a truck driver. I've never done that. It was a long time ago for those of you that may be watching. Shouldn't have said that. I can't do it in my semi now. I'm governed to 65 miles an hour. Come on now. Anywho, sometimes my boss watches.
Oh, he's a safe driver.
I am an absolutely safe driver. A pebble in the pond. No, a pebble in the stream. Pebble in the stream. It's actually how I was taught to drive semi. Pebble in the stream. Anyway, if y'all don't understand that one, I'll get back to that later. What the heck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. With vehiculars, all right? Mm-hmm. What are the things that I think they should do? Don't worry about semis so much anymore. We're regulated enough as it is. Why don't you govern the four-wheelers like they govern the semis? Scientifically, statistically backed, proven fact. Yeah, anyway, those words that I just said, that if you are traveling in one direction, that it is safer on the roadway for all vehicles to be traveling relatively the same speed. So to have like a 55 mile an hour speed zone for semis and then a 70 mile an hour speed zone for four-wheelers on the same road is not safe.
Right.
You're endangering people on the roadway.
Yeah.
So why don't you just back up the four-wheelers like you do semis? Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
I think they should do that.
Or speed up the semis.
I don't know. I can understand, to an extent, why we're governed the way we are.
Right.
80,000 pounds going down the road, that's a lot of weight to try to stop. I get that. So limit the cars too.
Yeah.
I don't really hardly ever drive a car on the interstate anymore. I don't care.
Right.
I'll take the back highways. Yeah, baby. Giggity, giggity. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And hopefully, the music plays a little bit better than what it did before. I'm hoping it does. Delete that. Get that off of there. And just, what? Did I? Okay, I did. Good. Muy bien. And when I return, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
We are doing, the Daca crap. Now, this is where I'm going to get into the whole stuff that I told him to shush about, with Daca and ICE and different things like that. So that's what we're going to be discussing next in just a few quick momentos.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'm back.
I will never send troops anywhere on a mission of that kind without telling them that if somebody shoots at them, they can darn well shoot back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Darren. We are broadcasting live from the what just happened? From the attic. Yes, we is. I don't know, my screen just did some type of it. Don't do that. You went off frame. Putting your went off frame. Don't do that. That's like me going, that's way too much movement for me to do right now. My screen's bigger.
Well.
That's what she said. Anyway.
Moving on.
There's something wrong with us. What is that? Why is that in there?
Ooh.
That doesn't need to be in there. I wonder if I can hide that. Because I don't need that on there.
Better hide that.
Hide that. There it's hidden. Woo!
Yay.
I got to make sure I didn't hide the wrong thing. Where's the small one? Here we go.
We're doing it live.
I have absolutely no idea if that went through or not. Hold on. We'll shun the non-believers.
Shun the non-believer. Shun.
Oh, yeah. See that little thing right there? All right, sweet. All right, so I did it right. Woohoo!
Good job.
Sometimes you got to test things while you're doing a live stream. Yeah. It just makes things so much funner. All right, we'll go ahead and slide right into this.
Sure.
What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. That's what I was talking about. My favorite subject, immigration.
Yay.
Yay, immigration, yay.
You take your blood pressure before and then after you talk about it and see if there's
I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. Not at all. All right. All right. So, just in case y'all didn't know, they are continuing with that whole immigration thing and the whole Daca discussion, because that was one of the things that I thought was pretty awesome, that they did take that off the negotiating table whenever they did the whole budgeting process, which was cool, And I also watched the State of the Union. Check out my video on that one. And on that, they discussed, or at least Trump discussed, 4 different pillars that he wanted to do. Oh,
pop-ups.
I love pop-ups.
Yes.
What the heck was that?
You never know what pops up.
Yeah, you never know what's going to end up happening. Yes. All right. So, one of the things that Democrats were upset about with that is, that they no longer have, since they took Daca off the table, they didn't have anything to negotiate with Republicans as far as getting that done.
Right.
And of which case, never fear, Democrats. Republicans are here to screw it up. Which is basically exactly what happened. We couldn't get it through in the Senate from what it looks like. And I tell you what, so, I did the whole State of the Union thing, and, granted, there was a couple aspects of it I didn't like, but at the same time, if his plan was followed through with, and the loopholes wasn't put in there, because there's so many loopholes on how they do things right now.
Right.
It's pathetic. It makes me wonder why they even had the rule in the first place if the loopholes are so numerous and so and worded in such a way that basically you're not blocking anybody from coming.
Right.
What's the point of even having that type of a rule? I don't get it.
I don't either.
That was better.
Yeah.
Good job, sir.
Thank you.
Fist bump.
Oh.
Yay. Anywho.
And that's what we think about that.
That is exactly what we think about that. But, I don't get it, because if you're going to go that route, then there's no point in even having a rule. It's like, you can't go outside and play unless you want to. Right. So why did you even tell me I couldn't go outside and play? That makes absolutely no sense. Well, what they said is, you can't go outside and play unless it's daytime, or unless it's nighttime, or unless it's nighttime with the streets lights off, or if you go outside with somebody, or if you go outside by yourself. So it's like, okay, so why did you even tell me the rule if you're going to throw so many loopholes in there that the rule is no longer valid, which is what happened. The rule was no longer valid. So if, according to his pillars, they actually implement that the way it's worded on the thingy-jigger that he did in the State of the Union, yes, I don't like the idea of 1.8, of the Dreamers being accepted, but 1.8 Dreamers being accepted whom follow those certain criteria. And you know what, since I'm talking about it, I'm going to bring it up right quick because, these things, again, now this is only if they actually hold up to this. I probably shouldn't have opened that because now I'm going to make my computer think. And sometimes computers don't like thinking.
Yeah,
all right.
You don't have Skynet up, so that
I don't have Skynet up yet. No.
No.
No, I don't. So while that's opening up, there was 14. Count them. 14. Why didn't you open? You are opening. 14. What are you doing now? What is wrong with you? Way.
It knows it's being replaced.
It knows. But it's not getting completely replaced. It's being regifted. Which is how I got it in the first place. This is a regifting. And it's amazing. What are you... Really?
It's mad at you.
Dude. Okay.
Yep. You made it
There
mad.
was 14 Republicans, senators, whom voted down Now again, I mean, this is one of the things, full disclaimer, I did not read the bill. I don't know what's in it. I don't know if it's something that I would support or whether I would back. But in looking at, some of the things as far as the people whom wouldn't get behind it and wouldn't vote for it, there was, the reasonings that more or less that they were coming up with was one of them specifically being Ted Cruz, saying that he couldn't get behind it because of the 1.8 million that were going to be basically given amnesty, and he does not support amnesty. And of which case, hey, I agree with that. Okay, so this thing finally pulled up.
Yay.
About stinking time. All right, so let me get to the pillars. The 1.8. They had to meet education standards, work requirements, show good moral character, and they would be able to become full citizens in a 12-year period. And of which case, yes, that's amnesty. But if they meet these criteria, I don't mind them becoming citizens.
Right.
I really don't.
Got to compromise sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what this, that's what this more or less amounts to. It is a compromise. And I, granted, I don't like the idea of granting amnesty to even 1.8 million people.
Right.
Because we've done that before in the hopes of getting a wall, and they denied us the wall. Now it's like, and by, and this is one of the things too, I'm being a man of principle. I'm not giving you your stinking amnesty again because we've already been screwed out of this deal once.
Right.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And here we're allowing them to, but you get my drift. You get what I'm saying here. So that's why it's agitating to me. And so that's, one of the things that they were talking about as far as their reasoning why they didn't want to do this. Now, I will have a link to this article somewhere. Probably I'll put it on my website, thehohoshow.com. If you go into the news section, even though that's kind of grossly out of date right now, I'll have this stuff in here. I've been busy with different stuff and doing stuff and whatnot. Just stuff.
And stuff.
And stuff. And stuff is good. Anyway, I'm going to keep that up because if I don't show enough, I'm going to want to utilize it again.
Right.
So next story is, oh yeah, that's what the next one is. Had a school pop in my head whenever I seen that one. Yeah, we'll get to that one here in just a few minutes, But this next one came from the Blaze. Supreme Court holds private meeting to discuss Trump's appeal on the Daca decision. I don't remember why I even clicked on this one. Yeah, I don't remember why I clicked on this one. Oh, yeah.
Why did you?
Well, President Trump, he appealed a judge's decision to, because Trump wanted to block or, end the protections for the Dreamers, because that's one of the things that was supposed to be a temporary thing. There was an expiration date on it, okay? Right. And of which case they did not like the expiration date because, this is one of the things, all right? Whenever you have something that is done by Congress, that is done within the prescribed measure, the Constitution says that you're supposed to do things, it takes a lot longer to get rid of those said things. Mm-hmm. But whenever you have things being done in a non-legal manner, for instance, regulations,
right,
which are strictly saying unconstitutional, because you have laws that are being written by the executive branch, of which case they do not have the right or the authority and power to write said laws. They just put a different name. A rose by any other name still smells like shit because it's a turd. Doesn't matter how many sprinkles you put on it, it's still a freaking turd.
Right.
All right. So just because you call them regulations and not law, considering they have the full weight of law, having punishments in there of jail time and fines, just like laws do, right, that makes it a freaking law.
Yeah. Amen.
Yes, it's still a law. And then the president going in there and saying, hey, I think we should just let these people in here. I am going to choose not to enforce the law. Even though, and this is a frustrating aspect of this too, Congress has been doing, or just, the legislative branch in general, all they're doing is crying about our immigration laws are broken. Our immigration is broken. Our immigration is broken. Then freaking fix it.
Right.
Why are they not going, hey, let's fix this? Instead of going, just come in and we'll give you amnesty. No, that's not a fix. That's not a fix at all.
Right.
My car's broken. I'll get a cab.
Because most of them don't want it fixed.
Yeah, they don't want it fixed. They don't want it fixed at all because the numbers. See, I mean, here's the thing, though, too, guys. All right, now, I want to throw something in here that I know darn good and well is controversial. People don't want to talk about it. People don't want to acknowledge it. Okay? When Obama ran for president the first time, all right, the numbers were in. People whom had not voted, people whom they wanted to keep their numbers. I don't want to say they wanted to keep their numbers secret, okay? But these were people whom, in a matter of speaking, operated within the political spectrum of off the grid. Obama came up for election.
You're dinging.
I don't even know where the stinking thing's at. Oh, there it is. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Obama became president. Next thing you know, they're all, registering to vote. The numbers were in. There's a lot of black people out there. They did, they wanted to be the minority. All right. And here's one of them things, though, too. With Latinos, same thing. They don't want their numbers to be thrown out there to where they really see how big of a problem this really is. I don't care how many people in this country are of Mexican descent. I just care about how many people in this country are Americans.
Right.
That's what that's where my heart is. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care your nationality. I don't care anything about that. Are you American? Yes or no?
Right.
If the answer is yes, great, welcome, fly the flag. The American flag. Which actually brings me to something that I seen not that long ago about the American flag being desecrated, in which case, if you want to desecrate the American flag, then you need to go back to whatever country you feel you belong in.
Right.
If you don't like this country, if you don't like our anthem, if you don't like our Pledge of Allegiance, if you don't like our Constitution and how things are supposed to be done, if you don't like guns, then get the heck out.
Right.
What say you?
But some just like the freebies they get. They like the freebies they get, though.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. Controversial stuff I threw out there. That was
Right.
good. Good times.
Good
I like
job.
doing that.
Yeah.
Controversial stuff is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Anywho. Crap! What did I do?
Oops.
That's all right, because I was exiting out of that screen anyway. All right,
Yeah, I didn't
I
need
knocked
that.
over my vape, and next thing you know, all kinds of things are screwing up. Now, this one was funny because I seen this story, and of course, it put a song in my head as a Proclaimers, because I will walk 500 miles, and then I'll walk 500 more, so I can be the man to walk 1,000 miles to wind up at your door. This headline, that was a lot. I don't even know where
Can
it
you
comes
repeat
from.
that, sir?
No, I can't. Dreamers are walking 250 miles to shame Congress into getting off its butts. And of which case, I support them wholeheartedly. Because I want to make a phone call. Hello, this is Ice. Ice, baby.
Ice, baby.
I got 250.
You got to wrap
No,
it.
wait. I have all these people that are going to be walking 250 miles. You could just, just take the semi and then just put the ramp up. This way they can walk right up on in it and then take them back home. That's what I'm saying. You know where they're going to be at? We can't just go from door to door and round up people. Well, you don't got to round them up. Just get a semi, load them in the butt, put them in a livestock trailer. And hey, before you go, well, that's cruel and unusual, that's unconstitutional. One, they do not have protection under the Constitution because they are not U.S. citizens. And hey, let's face it, a livestock car is probably better than how some of them got here in the first place.
Right.
So we're doing them a favor. It's not like we're putting them on a train. Is it too soon for that? I did not mean to say that. I really didn't. That didn't just come out of my mouth. If this wasn't live, I'd post production that thing out of here. And of which case, since we're talking about ice, baby. I can't just say ice without going ice, baby. This headline coming from the root, because the rest of the plant is too tall. ICE raids continue. Agents target Southern California businesses, which is absolutely amazing. Which automatically leads me into another story about the rainbow community, as they have been earlier talked about.
Yes.
LGBT. Now this one, I didn't even grab this story for the headline, but the headline is, this comes out of Metro Weekly. LGBT groups, or the Rainbow Society, they support California case challenging Trump's sanctuary cities order. Basically what he says is he is going to be blocking funding to states that have sanctuary cities in them, and of which case the dude that said that was like, hey, he doesn't have the constitutional right because that is a violation of the, I believe he says, 5th and the 10th Amendments say that, oh, you can't do that, and of which case, hello? It's called immigration.
Right.
They are not supposed to be here in the first place. You are violating constitutional federal law by not enforcing, or at least in some way, shape, or form, their immigration statutes and standards and say, hey, you don't belong here, get out. So they are failing to cooperate with a federal law, and here they're going to throw the federal law in there. Look, guys, whenever it comes to immigration, it ain't up to the states no more.
Right.
It was whenever it was originally written. They said, you know what, look, we really shouldn't do this, because whenever you're talking about something that completely affects everybody else, it has to be, or equally affects everybody else. It has to be a federal issue and not a state's issue. And they were all like, you know what, you got a point. Because when you buy a driver's license, whenever you buy a driver's license in California and out of a Cracker Jack box, it will affect whenever that person moves and goes over into Illinois. It will affect the drivers over there. Shouldn't we not do that for immigration? You know, just, whoa, you're part of a gang? Uh-huh. Do you not want to be part of that gang no more? He's lying, and then he goes to another state.
Right.
Because standards are different in other states with some things, and they are, so they were like, we're not going to do this. Instead, we're going to make it federally done, federal standards. All immigration gets put through Congress.
Right.
So this is not a state issue. And I'm all for the president going, you want to have sanctuary cities? You don't get money no more. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And for California, of all states, which is horribly run, that needs federal grant money in order to stay afloat, which is funny because it's right off the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Stay afloat. Get it? Earthquake, shake, right out. Yeah.
Someday.
I'm here all week.
Someday.
Oh, one can only hope. Anyway.
One thing that story, and you kind of brought to my mind is, what it reminds me of too is talking about state issue versus federal issue.
Right.
Is you go back to segregation, when Alabama refused to admit colored people into public schooling.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
You had
the federal government by right,
mm-hmm.
because education is a federal issue. They stepped
desegregation was a federal issue, but education is not a federal issue.
Well, they stepped in and said, you're going
because
to do
of
it.
segregation,
Right,
yeah.
segregation.
And I agree. Yeah.
So they had the right to do that. So if immigration is a federal issue, where do they get off saying the federal government can't do it then? It goes back to that hypocrisy. Mm-hmm. If it's something we want, well, that's one way. But if it's something we don't want, well, it's a different way. There's just I hate the hypocrisy in things.
No, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
If it's for my cause, you better do it. But if it's against my cause, you better not do it.
You better pay attention to the Constitution when it suits me.
Exactly.
And that's what you're talking about. Their attitude is, when it suits me, then we'll go ahead and do this. Otherwise, they don't want to be bothered with it.
Right.
How many times did President Trump say, whenever it comes to immigration, hey, my hands are tied. Right. This immigration, it's in the hands of Congress. My hands are tied. There's nothing I can arbitrarily do. I can't do anything. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. And then next thing you know, hey, my doctor ain't on there.
Right.
Why? Because he decided that he can act when Congress doesn't, which is not right.
Right. The Constitution and the laws are the Constitution and the laws. You don't get to change them willy-nilly whenever you feel like it.
But
people do.
Exactly. They're like, and because the Democrats liked what he was doing, the Democrats did not raise a stink eye.
Right.
Because mainstream media liked what he was doing, they didn't raise a stink eye. But Trump says, you know what, we're going to uphold the Constitution, we're going to do this right. We're going to stop just letting people come all up in here willy-nilly. And now they're in an uproar. Because he's following the Constitution.
Right.
He's honoring his oath of office, I swear, to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and California. Oh, wait, that says domestic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad.
Hard to tell the difference.
It is.
Yeah. And what you've mentioned before, too, is these judges, especially from the Ninth Circuit, which is, guess where, out of California, who think they have the right to interpret law. They think, well, we don't like this, so...
Well, no. They think they have the right to interpret the Constitution.
Right.
And of which case, no, you don't. The Constitution is a very small document. Mm-hmm. It needs no interpretation. What their job is to do is to interpret the law and weigh it. It's a weight, a scale type of a thing. The Lady Liberty with the blindfold on, or Lady Justice, whatever the heck her name is, in the scale, because that's what you're doing. That's what the Supreme Court does, is it takes a law. Does it violate the Constitution? Yes. No. If it violates the Constitution and it is an unconstitutional law, it is torn out of the pages of the book. Period.
But that law helps us, so we want it.
No, they just do not take seriously their oath of office.
Yeah.
And they do not understand their own limitations. And because for some stupid reason, they have allowed everybody to think that a Supreme Court justice is appointed for life, that they don't want to remove him for conduct unbecoming. No, wait, you mean to tell me you're going to make this ruling based off of personal feelings and prejudices and not based solely on the Constitution? Oh, well, then you don't belong in the Supreme Court.
Right.
Get out. Impeach him. That's what they're supposed to be doing with these people. Impeach them.
Right.
But they don't.
No. All political game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we don't want to set the precedence that you can just get rid of these people. Well, then, you would have a bunch of appeals getting overwritten, and eventually, it would be pretty chaotic for a little while. But you know what? The dust will settle, because eventually they're going to get tired of playing games, or the people are going to get tired of the games getting played, and then next thing you know, we have a new, totally different type of party in there.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea. It's very interesting.
Yes.
I don't have any sound effects right now.
The Martians are invading.
It's an airspace modulator. Marvin the Martian. Yeah.
Marvin
Anyway.
Martian, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good old times.
No, I'm not going to do him.
Don't go for it.
Nah, I really can't do Kermit the Frog that well.
Oh.
It's just, it's one of them to just, yeah. Anyway, ladies and gents, we are going to take a quick break. And when we return, just a handful of miscellaneous news, and actually a miscellaneous news, and also, you're making faces.
Me?
Anyway, a little bit of miscellaneous news, and then a little bit of movie stuff in there, and some other stuff, and whatnot. So, couple minutes. Ooh, you know what? I want to find a song first.
Find a song.
Let's do. What's the? Ooh, let's do that one. That one's about. Ooh, I could do that one.
You do that one.
I think I'll do that one.
Do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's getting done.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'm back.
All right. And
Catch you too.
what?
Catch you
Oh,
too.
yeah. I like this one.
I believe that our problem has not been that anybody in our country is undertaxed. It's that government is overfed.
That's right.
Amen.
Say it, Mr. Reagan. Watch yourself. So, never mind. Just had a song pop in my head, kind of randomly.
Wow.
Not like that ever happens.
No.
Am I? Okay, good.
Yep, you're still there.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And then?
Look at that hair.
What's wrong with my hair? I look pretty. I had to do something with it earlier because I had one of them, like one of them hairdos that could only be found on the set of like Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And I call it light socket. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
And then, whoo, and yeah, like I looked at the camera and I was like,
Over
ooh,
here.
I got to fix that.
Yeah.
It's not much better, but I mean, it's a lot better than what it was before. And at least I don't have the whole, like the hairdo that I had a couple weeks ago. Was that last week or a couple weeks ago? I had the big boy haircut going on. With the whole and the
This thing before on air today was 10 times worse than last week.
It was bad.
It was bad.
Well, at least last week. I mean, it was still a style. I mean, yeah, it was big boy style. The hamburger, the dude holding up the hamburger like so.
Yeah.
And did you holding meat?
Ooh, hamburger sounds good.
Ooh, yeah.
Big old cheeseburger, hot, fresh. Ooh. Well, I guess that's the show today. We gotta go get cheeseburgers.
Horseshoes. What time is it? Horseshoes.
Horseshoe. Ooh.
Angelo's has horseshoes now.
Really?
You did not know that Angelo's had horseshoes?
No.
Ermiger.
Well, folks, it looks like
Have you ever had them?
Not from there.
Are you hungry?
Have you ever known me to be hungry? Yeah.
Guess what we're going to be doing?
Now, you better explain this because this is a Midwest thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because
all right.
we have international viewers sometimes. And
yeah. Even people from India.
Yeah.
Hello, India.
Hello.
So, a horseshoe is the most amazing thing known to man.
Yes.
Now, we are also creative here in the Midwest because a standard horseshoe, let me draw you the picture, all right?
Draw the picture.
First, you take a slice of Texas toast, but it's not toast. It's Texas bread. It's the thick bread. It's the bread. And you put that and you toast it in a toaster because that's where you toast bread. And then you slap that on the plate. Just whoosh, slap it right down there. All right?
Yep.
Just plop it right down. And then you take meat, hamburger meat. All right? We'll just stick with conventional standard. All right? Hamburger meat. And then you grill that to perfection. Your perfection. All right? I mean, you got the several layers of blood in there, which you can decrease by keeping on the fire too long, or you can decrease that to save more of the savoriness, wonderfulness that's in the ground beef.
Right.
Good stuff. And then you plop that down on top of the Texas toast. Now, while you're cooking your meat, you put some French fries.
Fresh French fries.
French fries.
Crispy
And you put the
golden
French fries and you dump that in to your grease and you get that all frying good. So then you got the hamburger done and the French fries done. You take the French fries, you dump that on the hamburger, which is on top of the
toast.
of the Texas toast, and then this is my favorite part.
Oh, the best part of all.
Cheese.
Lots.
Cheese sauce just drizzled over the top of it. Now, this is no meal for the faint of heart. Just telling you that right now. This is a meal. This is now there's all kinds of variations you can do on this. I mean, you can switch out your meat, you can switch out your types of cheese. Standard is hamburger with American cheese, crinkle cut French fries, or steak fries. I mean, I've done either way, but there's all kinds of variations you can do on the cheese that you're doing. All right, and the meat, because I've done, Gambino's here in town. They had
just going to go there.
They had the gator horseshoe, alligator meat. Oh, I'm still kicking myself in the ding about that because I never actually went there and got a gator horseshoe.
Oh, tell me that's not true.
It's absolutely true. I never did get a gator horseshoe.
Oh, what's even tops that?
What's that?
A buffalo alligator horseshoe or pony shoe.
Yeah.
Where I got one of those one time. Folks, instead of the hamburger, it's alligator meat, alligator nuggets, and you dip it into buffalo sauce, and then put the cheese and fries all over it, just like normal. And oh man, I took that to work one day when I worked out at a greenhouse around here, and one of the girls I work with, I hope you're watching this. She goes, "Oh, that smells good." I'm like, "Oh, you want a bite?" Yeah. So I give her a piece of the meat. She starts eating it. She's like, "Oh my God, that's delicious." I'm like, "Yeah, it's alligator." She spit it out. She's like, if looks could kill, I'd been like dead 10 times over.
You know, it is funny because I've had somebody ask me just recently today. Somebody asked me, you know, what does alligator taste like? And I'm like, alligator? Because it really, I mean, it's a very unique tasting meat. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't taste gamey. It doesn't taste, you know, it doesn't taste like fish. You know, it doesn't taste like chicken, even though everything tastes like chicken.
Right.
Gator does not taste like chicken. So, I mean, it's a very unique flavored meat. Amazing stuff. But anyway, horseshoes.
Yeah.
They are just amazing. I mean, they really are. Very, very good. All kinds of different variations you can throw into it. And it's a Midwestern favorite.
Right.
I have gone to restaurants and places and asked them, and like all over the place. You know, my one question out of my mouth is, do you have cheese sauce? 'Cause that's all I need to know. If they have cheese sauce, we can make a horseshoe.
I heard one good place is up by Springfield, Darcy's Pint. Mm-hmm. They use the white cheese sauce, and I heard they get good reviews on that.
So does
horseshoe.
Angelo's. They use queso. White queso sauce.
Oh.
They're epic, dude. I'm telling you, they're epic.
Okay, well,
And they're crinkle cut fries, not the real thick fries. They're crinkle cut fries. They are.
Okay, I know where we're headed. Yeah.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's time to go.
What time do they close?
On Saturday, I believe 10 or 11.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we
Yeah.
had a couple things we was going to talk about, but you know what? Food got in the way.
Yes.
So
We
We're
got the main stuff done.
we did.
Yeah.
We got and you know we got a good food conversation going on too. So without any further ado, without any more gilding of the lily, how do you gild a lily? What is a lily?
I don't know.
What is gilding? I know where gild the land is. No, wait. How does that song go?
I'm not sure, but you reminded me of something about the horseshoe.
Yeah.
You know how you're talking about how I make it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people getting confused what we talked about last week about nugget in the biscuit, dipped it all in the mashed potatoes, and dipped the mashed potato covered nugget biscuit in the barbecue sauce. Yum yum, gimme. Yeah, that's two different.
Which that was, you know,
things.
because first you take a nugget, and then you take a biscuit, and then you put the nugget in the biscuit, and then you dip that in mashed potatoes, and then you dip the mashed potato covered chicken nugget biscuit in the barbecue sauce.
Yum yum. Oh, yeah.
No, you got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
I'm thinking about the horseshoe.
Come on, man. Come
I'm
on.
all distracted with the
Come
horseshoe.
on, man.
I'm distracted, man. I think about that horseshoe now because you got the
Mouth
horseshoe
is
on my mind.
watering.
Yes.
Crinkle cut French fries, cheese
Queso
sauce,
sauce.
queso,
Ooh.
baby. And they got variations of this shit. You know what? We got to go, guys, because it's like we've got a half hour. All right, so we've got to
Fly.
We've got to go. All right, love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. It's horseshoe time, people. Like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. You know, give me some feedback. Let me know how you like the show, how you like the progression and stuff. You know, I mean, if you guys listen to my first ones, Ermiger.
Find a horseshoe near you. Go eat one.
And then eat one. But don't eat the horse it's attached to, just the shoe. These are the things that randomly come out of our mouths. It's good time. Just saying. Wilbur. I don't even know what sound that was.
Remember the first movie, Police Academy?
Oh, yes.
Here's your hat, sir.
That was one of them epic, amazing movies. Anyway, guys, we've got to go.
Yes.
Food is calling our name. Food, glorious food.
Order a horseshoe.
Oh, yes. Order a horseshoe.
You will not be disappointed.
And if you do, it's not our fault.
Yes.
Because we warned you it's epic and amazing.
Yes. Don't order if you have a bad heart problem, though.
Oh, yeah, dude. Because if you eat one of these things from the wrong place, I'm just saying, cardiovascular disease may be in your future. Mm-hmm. Just saying. Because they can be greasy. But that's what makes them good. All right, guys. Have a good one.
See y'all.
Good night.